What's up guys, Andrew aka the Gloctopus here with Gloctopus Reviews, and this week I'm bringing you a review on the Brownells BRN-180 Bufferless Rifle Platform. If you guys want to see more cool reviews on Brownells products like this, go ahead and like and subscribe to my pages on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Let's get started. Alright guys, we're going to get into this tabletop portion of the review on this Brownells BRN-180 build that I have here. First off guys, always make sure that you have a clear weapon before working on it or messing with it. Here we've got a empty magazine, we've got no rounds, and then also we've got a clear weapon here. So what I'm going to do guys is I'm going to go ahead and talk about what I've got here on the outside, then we're going to go ahead and disassemble it, and I want to show you what the bolt carrier group looks like on the inside and how this actually is put together on the inside of the upper, and then we'll go to the rating and review portion of the video today. First off guys, we're going to talk about on the back here, I've got the SB Tactical 1913 brace. This is able to be attached on the back of this with the K&S Precision MCX adapter flange. I don't know if I can get that pretty clear on video. That's at the top, and then I've also got my Grovtech QD socket slot here on the bottom. And this just attaches, it's a Picatinny rail, so you can put whatever's a Picatinny attachment on this back piece, so it's super nice option. Moving on, the lower is going to be a Thunder Ranch lower from Aero Precision. It's designed with these cutouts here on the side to clear a specific malfunction. We're not going to get into that today. I do have the CMC 3.5 pound flat trigger, really nice trigger that's made in Texas. Up top we've got the HoloSun 3x magnifier with the 1/3 co-witness riser underneath. It's a little adapter piece that you put here. I've got my Reptilia Core 1/3 co-witness mount for the T2 aimpoint footprint, which does also work with the HoloSun red dots here. This is going to be my HoloSun 503 ACSS. This is available over at Primary Arms. Really cool because this has the CQB reticle inside. Also has a chevron that you can use for some ranging and distance options. Really nice reticle that's inside of this red dot here guys. Moving on, we've got the Cloud Defensive Rain here in the front. This is going to be the Gen 1 version. As you can see here, it's got the old head on it and the old body. Moving on to the bottom, we've got the Bravo Company USA. This is going to be the CAG. It's going to be an angled foregrip. Goes right here in the front. I do have a C-clamp grip that I use on the front of the weapon here, so it helps me pull back my hand here and give me a little bit of support when I'm grabbing around the handguard. I've got the Cloud Defensive Torrent mount here on the inside for the Rain. I do use Arasaka mounts on a lot of my other builds, but I did like this one because it was a pretty cool shade of FDE, which as you can see on this build here, there are tons of shades of FDE, which is super cool. It doesn't really bother me. I kind of want to get into a moonshine build and just throw all kinds of different colors onto a build, but this one was mostly going to be a FDE and black build, so it came out really nice. And on this side, we've got the Geisley Maritime bolt release. Really nice. Gives you a lot of real estate. You can't really fumble on this. It's a really big paddle, guys. I'm really tempted to switch out these on a lot of my builds because I just like the tactile feel and option it gives you, especially when you're wearing gloves. Here on the front, we've got the dead air flash hider. This is going to be the 1/2x28 flash hider. These are really hard to find right now. I don't think you can really find these anywhere. You can find the muzzle brakes everywhere, but you can't find these flash hiders right now, so these are kind of like gold. I wish I could find some more. We've got the Dead Air Sandman S here with a flash hider cap. We'll talk about this a little bit. On the outside here, I've got a new cover that I'm going to be testing out. It's going to be a Coltac corset cover. It's supposed to be full auto rated, and I think it's rated up to like 3,000 degrees. So super cool. It's built out of like carbon fiber and Kevlar and Nomex. I think it's a combination of fibers that's here on the inside layer of this wrap. So really neat. But this is the Sandman S from Dead Air. Really nice compact option for me to use here on the front of the BRN. I do like to throw my JK Armament solvent trap on here sometimes, but right now what's been living on here lately has been the Dead Air Sandman S. And that's it, guys. Kind of a walk around on this BRN-180. Oh, I forgot. We've got the SHTF handguard wrap. So this here is really cool. I don't know if you know, since this is a piston-driven system, there's a piston right here under the handguard that does expel the gases that are coming out. And inherently, this handguard gets really hot after a few mags. I'd say three, 4 mags. This thing is starting to get cooking. I got this over at Brownells, this SHTF cover, and it's got this nice heat resistant material here on the inside and Velcro, and it's made to really fit a plethora of handguards. You're not really stuck to one. They have 2 different sizes. There's a large and then there's also a small, I believe, on the website, but you can choose whatever size you need to get you rocking. Sorry guys, this piece fits in the back of my flashlight here. But yeah, you can get what you need to get you rocking and get you not burning your hand on these hot handguards. And it wraps around really nicely and gives you a nice look to the gun. You're not wrapping some overt fabric on here that might burn or might not really work well. These are purpose and specifically made for keeping handguards covered and wrapped. So check those out too, guys. Those are over on brownells.com. And lastly, I've got the SOB tactical rubber band here in the front. That is holding on my sling or keeping it kind of organized, because this is how I have it when it's sitting. I really don't need to use the sling, but if I can, I just give this a quick tug this way from the back and I can pull all of this out and I'll have access to my sling in a moment's notice. It really doesn't get in my way for my grip here. It does add a little bit of bulk right here in the front, but I can still reach my, I've got really big hands, honestly, and I can still reach my cloud buttons here in the front, and I can still get a positive grip on the weapon. So this kind of works for me. It's kind of hard to stow and keep your sling on a folding adapter here in the back, because usually when this is stored, this is closed. It's a pain in the butt to get this wrapped around here and not in the way with this SB Tactical 1913 brace. This is just the way I prefer to run it. If you guys have any other ways that you run your sling to keep it organized on your BRN 180s, please leave that down in the comments below. I'd love to know what you guys are doing. Maybe I can try something different, but for now, this is working really well for me here. As you can see here, this aluminum strut on the back for the SB Tactical 1913 brace is actually Alumahide from Brownells.com. If you don't know about Alumahide is spray paint 2.0. Rattle can, but this stuff is super tough. It lays down really nicely as long as you're not coating the part and having it drip off. There's a lot of instructions here on the side, but you can get these to look really, really cool. This is something that I carry a lot, so I do have some wear here in the Alumahide itself on the brace, but this stuff coats really well and kind of looks like Cerakote. I know it's not Cerakote, and all you Cerakote purists out there will be mad at that statement, but yeah, guys, it really, really looks nice. I call it a 2-foot paint job because from 2 foot away it looks really good. And when you get really close, you start to see the little imperfections, but I don't care, guys. This is my rifle, and I like it the way I like it, and Brownells Alumahide is really, really cool for customizing your stuff. Next up, what we're going to do is disassemble the upper from the lower, and I'll show you what the internals of the upper from Brownells looks like. Alright guys, so as you see here, this already kind of popped out on its own. This rear cap here is held in place by the back of the lower receiver here. As you see here, this is the MCX adapter flange on the inside of my Thunder Ranch lower here. And it just sits right here on the back, and it goes right through, and your BRN comes in and sits flush right here against the lower receiver, since there is no buffer tube to go out the back. This pops out, and it's got 2 springs right here. These are the 2 rails that the bolt carrier actually rides on, and the recoil springs that the bolt carrier bounces back on when it's cycling in the upper receiver. Here we've got the bolt carrier group. So when this comes out, it actually slides back to this point here, and you pull the reciprocating charging handle out, just a little piece here. It's got a little notch, so it's kind of foolproof when you're taking this out and installing it back. You can't put it in the wrong way. It's really, really cool that they threw that on there over at Brownells. And then you've got the bolt carrier group here in the back. Now, this is a very odd looking bolt carrier group, right guys? It doesn't look like a normal bolt carrier group. That's because here on the back, you've got the 2 holes, and the 2 holes is where the bolt carrier group actually rides on these on the inside of the upper receiver. Really, really, really neat way of a gun operating. This bolt carrier group comes apart mostly like the bolt carrier groups do. You've got the firing pin, retainer pin here in the front that comes out, and the fire pin comes out the back, and then you've got the cam pin here, and your bolt actually comes out of the front, but then behind the bolt is a spring, as you can see here, that pushes the bolt back to the front. Only one little minor difference, but really, really cool, ingenious design on this. They're trying to bring back a design that was made a long time ago that really never took off. That's why we all have the AR-15 pattern rifles and not this one. But guys, if you're looking for something like this, I really like it. It's a soft shooting gun. It doesn't have a really heavy recoil impulse, and it's an enjoyment to shoot, other than this getting super hot. That's the one complaint I have about the BRN-180, that this handguard does get hot. But now that I've got this handguard wrap, it kind of mitigates that problem for me. But putting this back together, guys, it goes back in the opposite way that you took it apart. The bolt carrier slides right back in to the upper receiver. You line up the hole here where the charging handle goes. Like I said, guys, this goes in one way and one way only. It's got that little extension there on the side, and that slides right in there. As soon as it's in the right way, you can go ahead and push that bolt carrier group to the front, and then the recoil springs and rails goes right back in the back here like that. Super easy. Disassembly is not really hard. just as easy as doing the regular AR platform rifles. And you put that back together with your pins. And that's it, guys. I have to mention that the action cycle of this pistol is very smooth. It's really smooth. I actually really like it because it's quiet and it's not that weird twingy sound that you get with a lot of ARs with the buffer tube and the spring and the buffer here in the back. I just like it. Having something that's well built and operates nicely and quietly like that, I like it. It's a plus for me. Other than that, guys, I've got my GrovTech sling here on the outside. This is going to be their padded sling that I run, and that's about it. Being able to shoot this folded is a really cool option. There's a couple platforms out right now that you can shoot closed, and that's really nice for a truck gun or something if you have to have this in the front of the car. And the compactness of this is also nice, guys. Without the can on it, that's a very small setup. There's the mag there, as you can see. So that's only about 3 mags long. Super small backpack gun. You can throw this in the Savior Specialist covert bags and nobody will be the wiser, because it's a very compact platform that folds, and you really don't have to have this open for storage like you do with the platforms that have the buffer tube on the back. The only way you can fix that on those platforms is by installing the Law Tactical folder, and yeah, it's really nice that you don't have to do that with these BRNs. I'm gonna go ahead and get this packed up, guys, and get you my solid rating and review on the Brownells BRN-180. All right, guys, I'm gonna give you my solid rating on this BRN-180 from Brownells. It's gonna be an 8 out of 8 Glockopus arms, and I'll tell you why. Just being able to customize this the way I want to with any lower, when you can buy this upper from Brownells, being able to use the MCX adapter flange from K&S Precision, to use my sling socket from GrovTech, and the SB Tactical 1913 brace is a really cool option. The fact that it's a piston driven system and it shoots really nicely suppressed, given that they give you this cool option here in the front, as you saw on the tabletop, where you can adjust the piston for suppressed and unsuppressed shooting. Just really cool things that they've included. And also, one of my favorite things is going to be the reciprocating charging handle here that kind of pays homage to the earlier versions of what Brownells is trying to recreate here. If you guys want to know where to pick one of these up, go ahead and click the link in description or link in bio. That's going to take you over to glocktopusreviews.com or my link tree. Once you're there, go ahead and scroll down and look for the Brownells tab, or I'm going to put up a tab for the BRN-180. Click either one of those, it'll take you over to their website and you can scoop one of these up. If you guys have any questions or concerns, go ahead and post those down in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. If you guys like these videos, go ahead and give it a thumbs up on Instagram and YouTube. That'll help me out with the algorithm and get my video out to more people. If you want to keep watching cool reviews like this, go ahead and like and subscribe to my pages on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. On Instagram and YouTube, make sure you're clicking the notification icon. That's going to be the bell icon up in the corner. That'll get all of my newest content over to you as quick as possible. As always, guys, stay healthy, stay safe. Check you guys later.